I know what can
No, but
happen.
that's what makes the ecosystem really balanced, you know. So while you're staying awake, we'll be praying that you get that a big idea on how to go about it, you know. So thank you so much, Tunji, for making this conversation very interesting. I'm beginning to engage the landing gear on this panel right now. So we just go. Okay, there is a comment here. Thank you, Larry Etuzi, for your comment. And she says, or he says, consent should be short-lived, one, and secondly, it should use existing familiar channels like USSD, and it should be localized. That's a good suggestion. So when you're giving a consent, let it be maybe a monthly consent or a yearly consent or something. So it's not virtual, and then you have to start checking the whole app. Where do I exit? Where do I cancel? And all that. You know, thank you so much for that. So, Samuel, we're going to start from you. So I just want to take your parting thought. What do you want to leave our audience with, you know, concerning the open banking? And I mean, just anything you would want to, and you may also want to use this little time to, if you have some information about your company that you want to also advertise, you could just, you know, just take the liberty to do that. So Samuel, you, and then we'll have Mr. Tunji, and then until last, the way, I mean, just the inverse of how we started. So Samuel, over to you.
I think it's been a fantastic conversation. I guess I'll close with my people process technology. For me, I think the education part is key. I think I hear a lot of excitement about open banking, but I hear it at a very high level. I think at grassroots level, or the targeted users or the people that needs to use it, I think an educational awareness campaign needs to be done. We hosted around 20 banks in collaboration with CB in Dubai about 3 months ago for some training program, which we do. And open banking, digital trust came around. From a banking point of view, similar to 200, the technology exists, but there is a bit of hesitance and just pushing it out due to, are you sure they know that every month on the 28th, money will come out? And if it doesn't come out, they see the challenge. Okay. So I think there is that, how are we going to let them know and make them confirm that they know, what they're signing up to, not Oga next week, Oga not this week. So that could potentially put you some financial crinkum, as they say. So I think articulating that at the grassroots level is the biggest challenge, because what you don't want to do is, okay, I don't understand, but we thought you understood. So I think that is the biggest challenge. Technology is there, but if I go and implement this thing now and people don't understand, the ripple effect. Technology point of view, so we deal a lot with cybersecurity, consulting to a few banks in Nigeria. And, with APIs is the bedrock of what we're talking about in banking. And for me, I think it should probably be if it's done well, and maybe if it's not done well, there's going to be a lot of blame thrown. I would explain. Fintech connect to bank through aggregator. Aggregator gets hacked. Fintech data or the data to fintech is not correct. Therefore, the bank is the wrong loan. Who's at fault? Court will have a full day because everyone say, no, it's not me, it's not me. But customer is saying, my money is lost too. So this open banking thing I deployed. It's the software now. I press accept. So what they're telling me is this software company in this one, that one. So I think from an architecture point of view, I think CBN, the committees that be regulators, technical communities say, oh yeah, this is the architecture, right? Here up, here is responsible, here down, here is responsible. Because what happens is there will be somewhere in that tech stack which we have a loophole, which people would exploit and mass. Nigerians, you know how we are, you understand? So when it happens, then we'll be looking at each other saying, okay, stable banking team. Now, yeah, maybe let's pause first and let's see, because there isn't a standard per person. So I think from that part, the risk hasn't been fully understood, because you see one startup now start an amazing idea, implement it to a bank, and one businessman with billions in his account would press one button, and before you know, film, money is gone. Okay, so explain. Startup will close down next week, and then you're in court for 10 years, and then you know what I mean.
God, I beg
So I
you.
think that part is important, because we see a lot of things in the work we do. Some are public, some are not public, but I think the risk from a technology point of view is very high, and this hasn't been articulated yet. And then last thing is process, reporting process, standard process, all that stuff needs to be properly embedded, because if it's done in silos, it wouldn't work. And I think that's where the gap is, because not like an independent solution. You know, you need every single bank, fintech startup, even an API for it to work at scale. I think the overarching process needs to be scrutinally defined. Maybe just as a shout out plug, we're doing a open banking training course in Saudi in September. I'll put the details in the link. And we're working closely with some partners, which I can't mention now, but when it's public, I'll let you know. And I'll send you a lot of stuff around what we do. Thank you very much. That's all for me.
Thank you so much, Samuel. And by the way, that's the name of my son. Thank you. So, Tunji, let's hear your parting thoughts.
All right. So one thing I know is that financial services never has a technology problem. Technology is garbage in, garbage out. It's what you make it do that it will do. What it has, however, is a leadership problem. If we don't think out implementation, we will cause a lot of problems. and I hate to be the guy with the doomsday. I feel like I'm carrying a bell and I have dreadlocks and I'm saying the end is near. But if we do think it out properly, punishments for outstepping the bounds of what you've required access for, using it strictly for those purposes, selling the data that has been accessed to third parties, educating the customer and fully understand, ensuring that the customer fully understands what they have signed up for. We need to think up this framework. It can't be something that we will roll with the punches and learn as we go. People do not realize that financial situation in Nigeria, as in, cashless Nigeria, we were rolling with the punches. We were learning as we went. You know, today we created cards and there's a small loophole here. Oh, let's fix it. Everybody will now go and fix it. Then tomorrow we'll come and, can you hear me? Oh, okay. Then you go, then tomorrow you go and fix it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Inse, can you hear me? Inse, could you just?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
All right. Yeah, so what I was saying was that, we were rolling with the punches with financial inclusion, especially with cashless Nigeria and things like that. We cannot do that now. The people who are waiting to take advantage of lapses are a lot more sophisticated than we are. And they are waiting with their laptop. I'm sure they are also excited with this open banking conversation. So we need to think out everything properly. I don't know. I'm not the guy to say let's wait, but this time let's wait. If we have to go back and do the final thinking around those things, if it is done, I totally am excited. But if it was done, I think we would have been seeing a lot more education, because the truth about it is that open banking education has been strictly for people that are in this room, right? People who know what Zoom is, people who, use Netflix, and the larger population of Nigerians who are going to use this service do not do this. And if it's not granular, if it is not Mamarisi level, if I'm not seeing, at this point, I need to be inundated with the amount of information that is coming at me with open banking. If I am not seeing that, it is a problem. And I cannot stress that enough. People like us will do what we need to do. We will shout, we will make noise, we will educate, but Tunji is 1 in 200 million people, right? We don't need, I think this entire room, we're 23 right now. If 23 of us were to spend the next 1 year educating the entire public, it would not be enough. We need a lot more. So that's my parting shot, in the fact that with great power comes great responsibility. the leadership of this entire campaign needs to think responsibly and, get more people to understand what this really is. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Larry says that you're playing the devil's advocate. So it's please take it away.
Thank you. And that's a
Your
good one.
popping thought. Yes.
So let's see. I work for Credit Registry, and at Credit Registry, we're cautiously optimistic, right? For the past 20 years, we've been gathering information, comprehensive, neutral, unbiased information on everyone. I think we have over 100 million in our database. Now, why are we optimistic? We have a chance, we love more data. So we have a chance to get supplementary data into our own system. And I think I heard somebody else say that if we don't partner, we don't grow. Well, to partner, you have to understand what you're partnering, who you're partnering with, and what the benefit is. So I think I heard an earlier panelist talk about how we don't have instant updates to credit reports. Well, we do. So if someone is unaware of that at the level that we are, yeah, I can just only imagine what someone else who is not exposed to this kind of information would be. We have APIs, we have auto share. It's great to have all these technologies that would give that blink of an eye update, but we're only as comprehensive as the ecosystem uses it, right? So that's another, that's the caution side, I think I would say that I come with. So this is a good initiative. It's really important to get credit into people's hands because ultimately that's what this is. I have benefited from a very developed credit system. I have just based on, I would say, payroll, my potential, and all these other data elements that companies look at, I have gotten loans. But here, maybe in this country, maybe not so much. So that I'm excited that that is a possibility. But who are the entrants? What are their motivations? These are things that we have to be cautious about, and let's build that awareness. I was very impressed, and I want to say about Chang Chai, I was very impressed with his presentation. A lot of detail that some of it is new to me, some is not. So finding ways to distill that information in a way that others can see value in it is what I'm looking forward to. So cautious and optimistic, not fully devil's advocate like Tunji, but yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure, flying this plane. And I just want to say welcome to Financial Inclusion Africa International Airport. We have landed successfully, and I'm just appreciating our panelists for such engaging conversation. And I'm wishing everyone a very safe trip to their final destinations. While open banking isn't just a tech upgrade, it is a social and economic leap forward. Yes, we're all cautious. We're all, just hoping because as Financial Inclusion Africa and every other stakeholder is working, and even the regulator is working to ensure that open banking goes on well. I can tell you that there are some others on the other side in some dark rooms, probably looking for ways to game the system and just circumvent all that, the good things that are supposed to come. So, Mr. Olumayo, if you were here, I would want you to close this out. And then if you're not, permit me to be able to do that. Thank you, everyone, for such engaging conversations from the beginning of this webinar. Are you here, Mr. Muyiwa, or do we just call it today? Okay.
Thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
very much,
Over to
Fatima. To all our distinguished participants, and we just want to appreciate you for staying through with us for the past 4 hours. It's been an exciting time. To our moderators, thank you for steering the ship very well and to its destination. To all our panelists and our presenters, you have done very great work. One thing is sure,
there is still more to be done. This conversation will continue, and we keep engaging until we can rest our words, if we ever do. But let us be rest assured that all industry players, they are looking forward to it, even those outside the industry. So how do we engage more in education? How do we engage more in collaboration? How do we engage more in literacy? I think there's a lot on our desk. Security is very important too. But thank you. On to the next edition, which is going to happen in a couple of weeks, and we'll be talking with microfinance institutions then. It's my pleasure having you, and I wish you a good day. Enjoy the rest of your day. I remain yours, Ajitumobi Olumayiwa, the Program Director and Partnership Director for Financial Inclusion Africa. You all have a good day. You can unmute yourself and say goodbye for now.
Have a good one, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.